Hello, Ezra.
Hi, just give me 1 second. I need to close this door, okay?
No problem. I got to do some beginning information. Anyway, go ahead. All right. My name is Tyrell Freisen. Date and time is December 6th at almost noon. Um, I did share the statement to share with my client today. And the 10 micro skills I will be going over is focusing, empathetic confrontation, questions open and closed, encouraging, paraphrasing, summarizing, reflection of feeling, using the client change scale, reflection of meaning, logical consequences, attending behavior, and stress management. All right. All right. It's nice to see you, Ezra. Welcome back.
It's good to see you too.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a little bit of a slower start to the morning, but that's not bad on a Saturday.
No, I don't know. Well, as you know, this will be our last meeting for this semester and for this course. I really do appreciate you being the person that I'm using to gain practice and experience with counseling. Prior to this meeting, we came up with a topic of, or you suggested the topic of just trying to understand, talk through, um, and just like explore your relationship and dynamics with your mother. Um, and throughout this interview, I'll be using a theoretical practice known as person-centered counseling, which is not anything, super complicated or super hard to fulfill. Basically, that just means that the focus of this interview will be you, what you want to talk about, and I am here to provide you with a space, an environment. Unfortunately, it's virtual, but the technology is great. Um, I will provide an environment to where you feel comfortable and safe and just encouraged to even explore your own thoughts and your own feelings further. So, is there any starting point that you particularly would want to start with in terms of relationship with your mom, or we can talk through some situations that might happen on the daily that just push the wrong buttons. You know what I mean? It's really up to you.
Mm, Let me think. Um, I think that maybe we can start with like the more current things and then kind of work our way back. Um,
Like that.
At the moment, I like visit my mom very often. She's like my home base. So like when I leave the university to go visit family, like I usually go to her house. And things are fine. I don't know. I'm out of the house now, so I guess my perspective on things that go on there are a little bit different now. But I just feel now more than ever really that like I'm questioning her intentions, like the things that she cares about, and like I guess I'm also just kind of I don't know what to do with my opinions about her or like what I'm coming to believe about her. And I guess that's kind of hard to accept because like even though I might feel like she's doing something wrong or not doing enough or just like lacking in some sort of area, like obviously that doesn't take away like my love and care for her, but yeah, I guess I just need to figure out what to do with these feelings. Like I don't think I can just have a conversation with her. Unfortunately, like that's just not something I could ever do, I don't think. So, I don't know. Like I've been thinking, I feel like I'm discovering things, but like I don't have anybody to like relay this information to. So I'm kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, I think I understand. As you're getting older, you're starting to understand the world around you and understand what it means to be a person that interacts with other people or just interacts with the world around them. And it sounds like, at least from what I'm hearing, that as a kid, you didn't really question how other people or how your mom specifically like chose to show up in the world or chose to be intentional about how she interacted with other people in the world around her. But now as you're getting older, you're starting to notice that the way she chooses to interact or like just be in terms of caring about things and her intentions. You're starting to notice it and observe it through an adult lens, and you have questions about some things. Does that sound kind of accurate to what you're describing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before we get into the specifics of what exactly like is causing you to feel that way, or some things you're noticing, some concrete things, just how do you like, I know you said you feel stuck, but what does stuck mean to you? Just you just don't know what to do with these observations? Do you feel like a conversation needs to be had or something needs to be done in general?
I just feel like nothing that I do with the information in terms of like, well, I feel like even though I've made like these observations or like discoveries about how she is, like, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, there's no fix, there's no conversation to be had. Um, I feel like she's the type of person that's just gonna take it as an attack, and even more so, kind of play into me being younger than her and not knowing what I'm talking about. And it might even become like a defensive thing. She might get like accusatory of me. And I don't know. I definitely don't want to like start an argument with her over like me thinking certain things about her and her behavior and all of that stuff. Um, but I feel like even like my brother who's 18 now, like he wouldn't under I don't think he understands either. So I
Yeah.
guess it's just like, I really can't do anything with what I find out, basically.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate you putting some extra language to what it means to feel stuck. Uh, so let's try and understand that. And I think maybe an example here. Is everything all right? Hello?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is everything all right? Like, do you need a second? Like, do you need a second to like figure things out or anything? Because we can pause.
I'm okay. I'm sorry. My dad just came in and got some keys. That's all.
Yeah, that's fine. Everything all right though? All right. I think. But do you think that that if we got into concrete examples and maybe like maybe if there's a recent example in your mind about a time where you observed your mom's intentions or how she showed up in the world and you felt like there was really nothing you can do about it. Do you think it would be helpful to explore like an example of that?
Yeah.
Okay, ready when you are.
Um, so let's see. I gotta think of a good one that kind of.
I know it's difficult to recall like a specific situation, like on request, you know?
Yeah. Um, oh, sorry. I I guess what I'm thinking about right now is just like she has a lot of inaction when it comes to things that are, I mean, things that you would think are like important or like need attention. I'm not sure like what her priority is because like for instance like the house that we've lived in forever, well not forever but for, like for the past couple years has been like infested with roaches and she just doesn't do anything about it. Like she would still give her attention to other things and like just act like nothing's wrong, and I feel like that's probably the biggest problem, bigger than the pests, is just like acting like everything is fine and like nothing needs more attention. And I just like I don't know like why like does avoiding it make her feel like she's in a better situation? Like, I don't really know, but I just feel like it's not the best environment and she has my other younger siblings who like kind of have to live through that. Like I obviously got out through going to college and everything, but like all my other siblings are still there and in that environment. And it doesn't make me feel good knowing that number one, and then number two, like knowing that she's not gonna do anything. It kind of makes me feel worse about it. Like like there's like a hopelessness. And I guess like to get a little bit more in depth about that, like other than just outright like ignoring the fact that there's a problem, she also doesn't do anything to like help prevent it. Like I'm not saying like get pest services, but like even just like maintaining like a regularly tidy household is not a priority for us. Like over this break, excuse me, over this break, um I was staying there and I took some time out of my morning to really clean because I just wanted to be in like a clean split. I wanted to be in a clean space and I wanted to um I don't know. I feel like when the house is clean you can actually like take a deep breath and relax. So obviously I didn't clean the whole house, but I just thought that it was kind of crazy that she had like zero initiative. I feel like when somebody comes and like cleans up your mess, you're like, okay, hold on, let me start cleaning up too. And that didn't happen. And I get that like she's working because she works from home, but like I feel like even more so you should be able to clean the house. It seems like something that's really simple. So like I just I just feel like the issues with the house being clean in general start with her. And if she doesn't take the initiative to make sure that things are right, like nobody else in the house will. Not my sister, not my brother, not her husband, nobody. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they're in this constant cycle of like avoiding things, all of them, and that's how it was when I lived there too. It was like, if you don't do the whole job by yourself, like it's never going to get done, unfortunately. And so that was like a big I think that was like a big issue for me when I lived there because like I just felt like I was the only one who really cared about things getting better. And I could say like maybe my stepdad felt the same, but he works really hard, so like there was no way that he was gonna be like breaking his back over chores too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I guess everybody I don't know. It feels like she's given up. And I guess like the whole part of my realization is that like, has she ever not been this way? Like even before this house, even before the roaches, even before the divorce with my father. Like, has she ever has she ever like put effort into anything that needs it? Like, I don't really know.
Does that realization or does that question of like has she ever cared? Um, does that like does thinking about that question lead you to think about the kind of person your mother is? And if so, like, does it is the kind of person you perceive your mother to be, does it align with what you're noticing, um, in terms of her priorities and her lack of initiative when it comes to, as you described, like seeing someone else clean the house? Like, does the image you have of your mom throughout the years and what she's, obviously done to help raise you and your siblings match up with what you're seeing today?
No, honestly, when I think back, like I can't even I can't even see one image of it being different, to be honest. Like I let me rephrase that. When I think back about it and I try to remember a time where she cared about something that probably should be cared about, I would say the most she's ever done is like be our Sunday school teacher and make sure that we knew the Bible. Other than that, like, no. So,
So what I'm hearing is like this isn't new. It's just something. This we got to put it in a definition to it. So how would you like to describe it first? I have an idea about like um how we could describe the what you described as like the lack of initiative to care about something that should be cared about. Um, would you like that to be just be how we refer to your mother's behavior, or would you like to add like some more specifics to it to make it a little bit more operational?
I'm not.
Sorry, it cut out.
Um, I think that I guess like what I would say is that I just feel like she's given up, but maybe she's never been really invested in the first place. So I guess we can just follow through with um the kind of definition that she did. Like I don't know, she's not present in the ways that she should be, you know?
Presence. I think that's a good way to describe it. Um, but when you say giving up, are you like thinking of something specifically that because when you say give up, that implies that there was some effort being put towards something, and then that effort just ceased to happen. But also, you're describing that you can't think of a time where effort was being put in. So, do you view it as giving up, or is it just like it's just a new realization of there was never any effort to care about things that should be cared about?
Okay, so I think the initiative kind of like caring about things that should have been cared about, that's like one part of the problem. And then another layer to it would be like giving up. And in that sense, it'll be like different from like it'll be a little bit different from like just like cleaning up, making sure we have multiple meals a day. It'll be like um it'll be more so like the way that she is caring for my siblings that are still left in the house. Um, my younger brother dropped out of high school, like never graduated high school. He has a job, but like he doesn't have a GED, so that's kind of alarming. Um, and then my two younger sisters, they're constantly getting in fights, they're getting suspended, they're having trouble with their teachers in the sense that like they just don't want to do their work or they're potentially disrespectful. And I feel like there was like a very high standard for me personally as a kid. Like, I had to have the grades, I had to never be in trouble in school, like, or there was consequences. And it's just not the same with them. Like, there is no consequences. They would come home from being suspended, and mom would just be like asking them questions about it, and then that's about it. Like, no grounding, no punishment, no recommendations for the bad behavior that they portray or like the bad, um, the poor performance as a student that they have. And part of me is like, it's kind of unfair, but like, I also just wonder, like, I don't know, why did you have all of these kids if you were only gonna try and really teach and work with one? That being me. And even then, like, there was obviously some unfair stuff, but I'm not here to refute that. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm not here to like, refute that specifically, but I just feel like she could be doing much more for my siblings than she is. And I guess the most frustrating thing about it is like they have a dad who is willing to be present and she doesn't want to let him be present. And that really gets me too. Like in addition to just kind of thinking about what person she is and like how she lets things happen in the house, like part of me really, I don't know. I love her. I feel like I could believe that she loves us, but at the same time, like if you loved us, wouldn't you X, Y, Z? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Wouldn't you clean the house? Wouldn't you make sure that I'm actually learning at school? Wouldn't you make sure that I'm having multiple meals a day? Why wouldn't you make sure that I have clothes on my back all the time? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you make sure the dishes are clean? Wouldn't you make sure that, like there's just so much that I just see and I don't know. I feel like at this point, I don't know. I don't want to start anything because there's been a lot of issues. I don't want to start anything and be like, oh, like try to encourage my dad to like try to get custody of my siblings or anything. Like I don't want to take them away from her, but I feel like they should be taken away. And it's not even like in spite of her or anything, but I don't know what she thinks. Like, does she think that she's like super mom or does she just, I don't know. Like, she has such a stupidly bad image of my father in her head that that's what she claims is the reason that she would never let them come over here, be in a better city with better schools, with a home that's actually clean, with a parent that actually will be present for them. She just won't allow it. And I feel like I I I don't want to keep seeing my siblings fail. You know what I'm saying? My brother's already 18. And obviously, like moving is not gonna really change if they want to hang out with bad kids. But if we're moving them all the way from Hammond to Schaumburg, the environment's totally different. Totally different. So I feel like they would both be better off, to be honest. Like, and so I guess that's another big thing that I've been thinking about when it comes to like how my mom is and how the living situation is. Like she speaks about how she's excited to have a house and everything, but I just feel like you're not even equipped enough to have your kids right now. Like I genuinely like when I'm there, I just have the urge to ask you like, what if child services saw this, saw the state of the house, saw how you just sit here and let it be that way? Like I don't know if she's like feeling overwhelmed. Like I don't want to make it seem like she's a villain, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if this is like intentional or if this is more like a state of helplessness that she's in, you know? And if so, I feel like she needs to get over that and do what's right for her kids, like genuinely. So I don't know, but I'm really struggling with that because I feel like I'm seeing something, and is this the time that I should be saying something? You know what I'm saying? Both of my sisters just got suspended for some things that I would have never, like, never imagined them getting suspended for. Um, and I just feel like the lack of consequences and discipline from their own mother is like, it's not going to set them up for anything better in the future. And it's like, how much longer should I wait? Like, at what point am I going to be like, okay, now it's time to tell, And I just want it to be too late, you know? I want to save them from this lifestyle that they might be like pushed into, basically. So I guess like that's like the biggest thing I'm struggling with when it comes to like thinking about my mom. Because again, I love her. I don't want her to lose them, but I also do want her to lose them for her own sake, so that she can work on getting her shit together and like her mind together, her money together, her habits together, and also so they can have a better environment growing up. It doesn't have to be forever. I mean, they still have ways to go when it comes to like becoming adults. But I don't want to see them end up like my brother, you know? So I guess that's kind
believe
of like what.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hmm?
Was I'm sorry, was that all?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the connection might be lagging a little bit. But it's all right. We're doing good where you are, perchance. I'm really appreciative that you felt comfortable enough to share. as much as you have about the state of your household, how you feel about it, your mom's, I'm gonna just say diligence, for a shorter, um, like summarization. But yeah, thank you for that. I think that is really helpful in terms of understanding how you feel about it and how your perspective on things is, and then we can use that to expand further. Um, but from what I'm hearing, it sounds like you have a really um deeply rooted value of like your family and caring about your family and not just the current state of them or like just loving them, but also wanting the best for your siblings, your mother, your household. Like you obviously care a lot about what's going on and how that's affecting the people that are in your former household. And I think that says a lot about who you are as a person. But also like it could be connected to your culture of, being Puerto Rican and being, identifying as a woman to care about the people around you, the people in your household. And when you see your mother, like not only your mother, but another um, Puerto Rican woman who um, potentially should share those same values as you, it might throw you for a loop a little bit or confuse you. Um, does that sound like it could be another layer at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Seems like there's a lot of like layering thoughts that are surrounding you, and I commend you for how well and articulate you're being with sharing them. It shows that you really thought a long time about this, and it is something that you care about, and it is something that, while it may confuse you, you do want to get to the bottom of. So, to continue that further, one thing I want to make sure we mention is you were describing how sometimes you have this thought to like ask her or speak up about the state of the household and what organization like child services would think, or like what if someone else were to see this like the state of the house, what would they think of your mother, what would they think of her ability to be a parent, and then you're also wondering how does that compare to herself and like how she thinks she can be a parent and how well she thinks she's doing. And I wanted to just explore some, some possible outcomes. I know you might not be at the point where you would like to, move forward in any direction, but just to help understand what some outcomes might be of, speaking up against your mom or speaking out again, not against, but speaking out with concern for your household. So, um, is there any specific organization that you thought of like, you know, maybe maybe it would be a good idea to just maybe like hypothetically, it would be like, somebody you could call or somebody you could describe the situation in your house to and, hopefully pursue a better outcome for your siblings. I know you mentioned you like thought about encouraging your dad to do so, but has there been any thoughts for you to specifically do so? Like for you specifically to contact someone, or would it just be solely encouraging your father to pursue the kids a little bit more aggressively?
I think it would be me urging him. I think he's been wanting to be more present in their lives, and it has literally nothing to do with their current situation at all. And he's been like kind of stuck. My mom doesn't do anything to help him get visitation, even though it's like split, it's like joint custody. Doesn't do anything to help him see his kids or anything like that. And so I'm part of that process a little bit. Whenever I can, I will take the time out of my day to bring them all the way out here and bring them back home, and just so they can see him and spend time with them. And um, I guess I really don't want to be the one to do it, but I will say this with encouragement from me and testimony from me and proof from me that I could collect as somebody who'd be at her house, the case will succeed. 100%. 100%. I feel like you would get full custody of the kids. And um I don't want to do it all by myself because I mean, I don't want to be the villain to my mom. She's already villainized dad, and I feel kind of bad like taking that step and hiding behind him. But obviously, like at some point, if this does get pursued, like I'm gonna have to testify for one or the other. You know what I'm saying? And so I would do it. It would be hard and I would feel like I'm betraying her a little bit and I feel like she would probably feel betrayed by me too. But I'm an adult. You're an adult now. Like you're an adult, you've been the adult and you've let things be this way for too long. It's been like 3 years and things have only gotten worse. You know, back when we were first moved here, like my sisters had never gotten suspended. They've never been fighting. They've never been behaving and participating in the things that they try to now. And I, just as much as this happened with my brother in middle school, while we were living with my dad, the living situation was different. We had a great household. I mean, my dad wasn't the best, but my brother had kind of veered off and explored the bad things on his own and got in trouble for them. He got expelled from school, all of that stuff. Now the same thing is happening with my mom, but the house is terrible too. The structure is terrible too. Like, yeah, like we might be a household at peace, but it's really a household at peace because we're not saying anything to each other. You know, we're all just kind of sitting here accepting what it is because we can't do anything about it. And I feel like that should never be. I feel like that type of perspective as a parent should never be. It should never be, I can't do anything about
Mhm.
it. And your kids should not feel like they're just stuck here, you know?
Yeah, I
So
believe I understand.
I don't know.
Um,
I feel like I gotta let dad take the lead and I will help him in whatever he needs to get them because I think my mom just got some work to do. You know, I love her to death. I love her to death, literally. But she got some work to do, and I don't know how much more I can live like this through the third lens. I mean, I lived through it myself, but like I don't like seeing it from the outside like this. I mean, I didn't like being there either, but it's got to stop at some point. And I feel like them moving is not gonna change it either. You know, like okay, we might not have roaches anymore, but we could get them because of the way you live. And even then, like it's still just bad. The habits in the house are bad. The habits in the house are bad, and it needs to change. Like, and I feel like if the measure gets to that point where now dad has full custody of them, is it gonna change? I wonder that too. You know, because you don't even do anything now, and you got plenty of stuff to work on. So like, I wonder if her not having the girls for a while will light the fire under her ass to do something to change to like I don't know she needs to do some learning and some working on things for real and like take it seriously, not just like sit back and not care and just like let things go the way they are. Like there I don't understand why there's no action. Aren't you tired of living like this? I just don't understand. Like
yeah,
I really don't. So I don't know. The more I'm talking to you about it, the more frustrated I'm getting because she's still sitting there right now letting this be that way. I bet you right now the living room and the dining room that I cleaned are dirty. Cleaned it 2 days ago, top to bottom. I bet there's dirty dishes on the stove right now from 4 days ago. The whole kitchen is a mess right now. Garbage is full to the top, sitting for 2 days. Like it just is low key really frustrating.
I can definitely understand. Yeah, I like even from what we've just been talking about for the last however so minutes, it does sound like there's a lot of like differing um like effects or differing things that are happening that can cause frustration. Because on one hand, um like we said, you obviously care about your family and you care about the state of being and well-being that they're living in, right? So when you see that your mother is not, doing what seems like you and I to be like the proper thing to do or the proper thing to um like instill in her household. Even when you were talking about before, when I asked you, what does it mean like when you say she's given up? It sounds like you mean she's given up on the expectations that she set for you because you weren't allowed to do any of the things that she's allowing for to happen right now. And so that can be frustrating. Like why does it seem like this expectation of mine was just simply dropped when I, left the household? That's frustrating. The thought in your mind of what to do and like this the state like the role you play because you mentioned that you play a big role in whatever happens, whether you sit back and you don't say anything and you allow things to be, you're going to be the one who's still going to have to continuously clean the house, be around, still like see what's happening when you know in your heart that it's not supposed to happen or it's not what's not what's best for your siblings because that's what we want at the end of the day, right? For yes, what you want is to like see your siblings succeed and have the best chance of succeeding. So when you see your mom not providing that, that's frustrating. And what are we doing here? Because on one hand, you're my mom. You're the person I don't want to villainize you, like you said. You don't want to villainize your mom, like cause problems with and like potentially burn a bridge with your mom. But you also see that continuing what's happening is it's not doing good for anybody. When you were describing that, like, yeah, maybe we might be at peace, but that's only because we're ignoring the bad things around me. It made me think of that. I don't know if you've seen it, but that one meme with the dog that's in like a burning household, and he's just like, yeah, everything's
Yeah,
fine. Yeah, like it
yes,
made me think of
literally.
that. And like, who wants to be in that situation, especially when you're
Literally.
very passionate about the state of your siblings and the state of your family. Like, who wants to just sit around and know there's fire and know there's things that needs to,
Literally. It's like a
change.
sinking ship. It's like a
Right.
sinking
And
ship. And I already got off on the lifeboat. And now I'm like nearby with the other lifeboats. And I'm like, wait, like, is it really sink? Like, I can see that it's sinking, but like, do they want me to come
no
over
one
and
else
help
is getting in
them?
a lifeboat. No one else is like, hey, let me,
Exactly.
you
They
know what
just
I
kind of
mean?
standing there, like, still trying to, like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy.
I get it. It's definitely frustrating, and I see where you're coming from, and I'm glad that, we're in a space and I'm giving you the time but that you have the time to be able to explore what you're feeling and see yourself on this life raft, looking back at the sinking ship and wondering why no one's dropping off. Um, One thing I wanted to mention again was the consequences, right? So if you were like, because it seems like you have two things going on right now. It seems like there's two major concepts that you need to think through moving forward. One is that you don't want to villainize your mom. You don't want to like break down that relationship and like do what you deem necessary for your siblings and potentially be hurting your mom or villainizing your mom or just like doing something negative to affect your relationship with your mom because you don't want that. That's just not what you want. But on the other hand, you do want some type of restoration or some type of quote unquote justice for your siblings so that they can have the best opportunity they can. Because as you have observed, what's going on in the household is not giving them the best opportunity when you can clearly see that the other parent has a situation to where there be more opportunity for them to like grow into the people that they need to be in order to like be functional in society and not labeled as bad or labeled as kids who only want to do the wrong thing. So you could it's a unique situation you're in where like your mom is very important to you and the relationship with your mom is very important to you, but also your siblings and their opportunity is very important to you. So if we look at both sides and let's just say you you decide to like stick with it, continue going on with what you see and you need to really speak up about it and having, that hope in your mom that she might start to care or start to want to live up to those expectations she set to you. What would be some, pros and cons of that?
I don't see I don't think it's realistic to have faith that she would just try more, do something about it. Like if this was like a conversation that I brought up to her and be like, mom, I'm concerned about this and this and this, and I think this, and this. Like, number one, she would try to attack my credibility. Number two, she would be super defensive about everything. Number three,